Let me introduce Dr. T.Arumugam sir, Dean of Horticulture College and Research Institute, Periyakulam, has completed more than 32 years of service in Tamil Nadu Agriculture University as teacher, researcher and extension worker at Kilikulam, Coimbatore, Madurai. Previously, he was the Dean in charge at Imayam Institute of Agriculture and Technology, Trichy. As a researcher, he involved in release of 6 varieties of vegetable crops and 1 in flower crops and developed 15 production technologies. He published more than 310 research articles in popular journals. Under his guidance, 7 of them completed PhD. I would like to request Dr. T.Arumugam sir to deliver the topic titled Horticulture Wealth of India and Contribution to Indian Economy and hand over the session to him. Sir, please.
Good evening. First of all, I thank the organizers, Dr. Sundara Bandian, Principal and Organizing Secretary of this Faculty Development Program. Then I thank my good friend, Dr. K. Muthuchelian, former Vice Chancellor Periyar University and Pro Chancellor Dayananda Sagar University. And Dr. Sanjay Dutt, who was, delivered an inaugural address in a very wonderful way. He has shared all his experiences. He has made last 30-35 years. And of course, all the participants from almost 67 participants now they are attending. This is a great opportunity for this much big group. So normally, if you organize a program, only 20 to 25 participants will may get the chance of getting the faculty development program. So because of the COVID program, COVID pandemic, there are so many people can get the chance to undergo a faculty development program. So on the other day, Dr. Muthuchelian is called me. So we are going to organize the program on agriculture, climate, environment and climate change. Then we readily accepted, we contacted our friends from the TNAU, who is also going to deliver the lectures in the coming days. So my topic is on the wealth of horticulture in India and how it is contributed to the national economy. So this is how. So though agriculture is a major domain, so horticulture is now we are occupying the more area and more significance in terms of the among the population of India, either in the production side or in the trading side or in the processing side. So let me explain some of the what are the activities going on and what are the development is taking place. In India. So horticulture is one of the sector or we can call this is a biggest growth engine for the Indian economy. So this is so why we are calling this is a big growth engine. So for the farmer's point of view or the grower point of view, this is going to give you a better income to the farmer. When a trader comes, he is going to make more money, and also throughout the year he can get the raw material for trading. And in the public point of view, this is the either fruits and vegetables. So it is going to give you whatever the nutrient required for the normal growth and development of a human system. So that's why. So this is a major growth engine. As a country, we are exporting huge volume of horticulture produce. Thereby, we are earning a huge economy from this. So that's why this is horticulture is considered as a growth engine for our Indian economy. So see the horticulture, because you are in a varied group, just I introduce the subject. What is horticulture? Horticulture means it's a branch in agriculture. The horticulture going to deals with fruits, vegetables, flowers, spices, plantation crops, medicinal and aromatic plants. So these are the major crops which is going to be covered under the horticulture sector. Whereas in the agriculture, the major crops are cereals, pulses, oil seeds, millets. So these are the crops. Mostly the crops are these storable commodities in the agriculture crops. Whereas in the horticulture, mostly are perishable in nature, except the spices or medicinal plant, which can be stored. So rest of the things are the perishable, and the it is highly perishable commodities. Say horticulture is going to give you a variety of produce, as I said, fruits, vegetable, and also it continuously throughout the year you can get all the fruits. And another important area is it generates huge amount of employment. Employment, what I mean is from the production site, and from the trading site, and from the exports area, and from processing plant. So all these areas, it generate huge employment opportunity, and for the human well-being point of view, it is going to, it serves the essential nutrients, vitamin, minerals, flavors, aroma, dietary fibers. So all this we can get it only from those commodities, either fruits, vegetables, or plantation crops. So, and horticulture commodities are going to serve as a raw material for many industries, either for the processing industry, or for the pharmaceutical industry, or for the perfumer industry, or cosmetic industry, chemical, confectionery, oil, and paint. So these are the major industries which are dependent on horticulture raw material. Then another important area is the horticulture crops, either the flowers, ornamental plants. It is meant for aesthetic, and simultaneously all the landscaping, it also going to protect the environment. You see, any city or any township, it never complete without the planting either avenue trees, or the picnic spot, or the landscaping, or the garden. So these areas, it is going to protect the environment. And another important thing is there are crops, there are trees, so which can be cultivated in the wastelands and the poor quality soils, or in the rainfed cultivation, or in the drought prone areas. So we have many of the drought prone fruit plants can be planted in these soils. So another major is the India is earning huge volume of foreign exchange through the export of horticulture commodities. So that's why we call it as a wholesome. So it is going to serve the food, vitamins, minerals, and the raw material for many industries, and it also protect the environment, and the poor and the wastelands can be converted into fruit orchards, and countries benefited by earning the foreign exchange. So this is a wholesome area, so we can think of. So what is a transformation in Indian agriculture? So we all know that when you turn back to 50s, 60s, or 70s, so all our thrust is mainly for the food crops, particularly the cereals, pulses, millets, and all. Thanks to the government of India in 60s, we are interested to go for, they have started the green revolution mainly to address the immediate need, that is food need. So during those times, so we are never concentrated on the part of the horticulture, because first of all, we have to feed the people. So those days are very starvation. So we are depending on the America for the wheat or any milk powder to feed the Indian population. So in order to arrest that, the green revolution came into existence by the policymakers, the politicians, and the scientists. Our famous scientist, Professor M.S. Swaminathan, as a key person involved in the green revolution. So this is in the 60s and 70s. So in 2 decades, almost we have raised the food grain production in India. So after that, so the India is interested to go for another sector, mainly the horticulture, which is going to serve the major nutrient to the population, or it is otherwise called as protective foods. You consume, see the figures, 1980s, the area under horticulture crops is almost only 7 million hectares. Now you see almost in 2010, it is almost 13 million hectares. Now you see the turn of 1 decade, the area has been doubled. between 2010 and the 2020, the area became doubled. Why? Because the farmers are interested to make the huge revenue or they earn more money, and also the country also in need of a huge volume of production of horticulture, either fruits, vegetables, because of the surplus income or the purchasing power of the people has increased enormously to buy fruits and vegetables. So this is paved. I mean, this is how. This is only. The compel us to expanding the area under the horticulture crops. Once the area under horticulture crops is increasing, means automatically it takes some of the area from the agriculture crops. There is no scope for expanding the area just like that. We don't have the enormous lands and also the water for the agriculture production. So whatever area previously, by the agriculture crop, is taken or converted into horticulture crops. You see, so during the past 30-40 years, because of our sustained effort and energy and a lot of technology gone in, so India is the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables in the world. So we are the topmost producers. You can see almost India contributes nearly 11% of world production, around 9% the vegetable production of the world. So this is a huge production. So though we are producing this much amount, but still we are in the negative side. We want to go further and produce extra. But though we are the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables, and some of the fruits and vegetables, we are number one in the world. Say for example, we are almost in the 44% of the world papaya production from India. Nearly 40% of mango production in the world is from India. And almost 26% of our banana production from India, and almost 17 or 18% lemon is from India, and almost in bendi or okra, 66% of the world is produced from India. So we have a lot of strength in the production side. Okay, so what are the parameters, or what are the resources, or what are the conditions which favored the Indian horticulture? So that is more important. So India is a very vast country, and we have a different kind of the climatic condition, agroclimatic zones, temperature zones, varied types of soils, climate, which favored us to grow all sorts of crops. You can name any crop. A temperate crop, we can grow. If it's a subtropical crop, we can grow. If it is a low temperature crop, we can grow. We can red soil crops, suitable for red soil, we can grow. Crops suitable for the alluvial soil, we can grow. So that much natural resources are in existence in India. So this only favors the Indian horticulture to grow stronger and stronger. You see, in India, we have almost 15 agroclimatic zones. India is divided into 15 agroclimatic zones. So where we can almost grow all sorts of crops, which I said here, earlier, tropical crops, subtropical crops, temperate crops, any crop we can grow in India. So such a wonderful country we have, so we can grow all through the year also. You can see the temperature regime of the country. So we have the minimum temperature area and also maximum temperature area also. So you can, there are places where we are getting almost 1 degree centigrade or sometimes minus degree centigrade. We have the area, there are area which reaches up to 45 to 50 degree centigrade. So we have variety of climatic regimes. So this climatic regime is very, very important for taking quality production of certain crops. You say, for example, we call it as a diurnal variation. Diurnal variation is nothing but there is a wide variation between the night and the day temperature. So this is most important. Say, for example, in Pune, you take in the daytime, in the summer, it goes up to even 35, 40 degrees centigrade, whereas in the night, it reaches 18 to 20 degrees centigrade. So this is wide variation, is called a diurnal variation. This is important for fixing the quality of the produce. Say, for example, you take grapes. So the color development is important. You take the pomegranate, the internal aerial color is very important. So only when the diurnal variation is very wider, so we can get the good quality color and also the taste. So that's why the Indian mangoes are very sweeter than in the Brazil mango or the mango from Taiwan or Malaysia. So such a wonderful temperature regime is available in India. And this is a very interesting phenomena. You name any part in the world, we have the climate. You see the red zone. So whatever the West African region, we have this red zone is that climate is prevailing here. You can say the northern central Brazil, one of the country where the number one production of fruit is taking place. You see, in the Tamil Nadu and the part of Andhra, we have such a type of climate. So likewise, we have areas which can mimic the climate of many places in the world. So that's a very, very interesting phenomena India has. And another important thing is the soil type. Climate is a major factor. The next important factor is soil type. You name any type of soil, we have range of soils. We have the hilly soils or lateritic soils, or in the what you call a peat type of soils. We have alluvial soil in the Indo-Gangetic plains, and the red soils or alfisols in the majority of the area, and the black soils in the Deccan Plateau and the part of Tamil Nadu and part of Karnataka. And we have the arid climate in the Rajasthan, Gujarat, then the part of Punjab, we have arid climate, and we have a semi-arid climate in the Deccan region and the Hyderabad region. You name any type of, the soil in the world which is available in India. So that favor us to go for growing any kind of plant species in India when compared to any other many other places. And we have the season advantage. So you take Europe, you take the Canada or the America. So they have a peculiar type of climate. So there the winter is severe and followed by the spring and all. It's a very limited season for growing crops. And of course, in India, we have a variety of seasons, climatic conditions, which favor us to grow the crop. And these favor us, Indian horticulture or agriculture, to produce any kind of crop. Any kind of crop can be grown throughout the year. Whereas in the Europe, they can possible only to grow a single crop in a year. You take Russia, you take German. So they can possibly, their possibility is to grow crop in 3 to 6 months only. Whereas 12 months we can grow crops in the world. So these are the climatic natural conditions which favor India. So this is the biggest strength for Indian horticulture. Almost this is the different areas under horticulture crops in different states, and this is the production of horticulture produce in Indian state. And when you segment the horticulture, as I told you, fruits, vegetables, flowers, aromatic plant plantation, and this is the area under different horticulture crops, either fruits, vegetables, flowers, like that. And this is a production statistics from India. Coming to the present status in India, this is the latest figure. So in 1920, so we are producing horticulture crops in an area of 25 million hectares, which is accounted around 7% of the total cropped area in India. So that means you see 25 million hectare, only 7% of total cropped area. So almost 93% is still under the our major stable food crops like paddy or sorghum, wheat, all these things. So only 7% is now under horticulture crops, and this gives a maximum employment opportunity. So this is the we can compare the agriculture versus horticulture in the comparative production area. So when you produce a paddy in 1 hectare area, we may get around 30 quintals per hectare. While you take a fruit crop like banana, so we can get around 300 to 450 quintals per hectare. You take in grapes, it's 90 to 150 quintals per hectare we can get from 1 hectare of area. So this is prompted the farmers to go for a horticulture crops, because they are earning huge money from the horticulture crops. This is very simple. One can draw, one can understand how it is going to benefit the farmers. And these are the major fruit growing states in India. Of course, the major production is from Andhra Pradesh, undivided Andhra Pradesh, and of course Tamil Nadu. It shares around 7% of India's total fruit production. And you can see this is the fragmentation of the horticulture crops, and almost nearly 40% of the area is covered by the vegetable production. Almost 59% of production is from vegetables, and likewise the fruits occupies nearly 26% area, and 31% production comes from fruits, and plantation crops almost 15%, the production is 6%. So likewise, so this is the fragmentation of different production. This is the area, and this is the production in different horticulture sector. So the major production, so though we are producing many fruit crops, more than 30-40 fruit crops we are growing in India, but the major fruit crops are banana, guava, mango. So these three crops occupies an area of 52%, and we are getting a production of 67% from these banana, mango, and guava. It contributes nearly 67% of our total food production. So coming to the vegetables, the major vegetables are potato and onion, and you see this is almost 21, it's almost 34% area is under the potato and onion alone, and we are getting a production of around 39% of total production of vegetables. So this gives an overall picture of how the horticulture is taking shape. As I told you, the area in 2008, it's 7 million hectares, and now it is reached around 25 million hectares. You see the production level almost from 2011-13 onwards. The horticulture production from the limited area, either 7 or less than 7% of the area. So it started surpassing the production of the agriculture production. So the current production level is almost in 18-19. We have achieved almost 314 million metric tons. So this is the biggest record, and even in the last 5 years, consecutively, the horticulture production is surpassed the agriculture production. You see from here, you can see that this is last 5 years, 12-13 onwards, the production is increased or surpassed over the agriculture production. So why this great Indian horticulture, or what are the reasons for the horticulture development in India? So this is very important, and this is going to stay in the Indian agriculture. And who are all the responsible for this? So I have, as I already said, the climatic conditions, soil types, and the temperature regimes, which favor the growth of the horticulture in India. And of course, there are so many business groups and new ventures they have started in the horticulture sector. So these favors the horticulture area under horticulture. Then another important thing is the technological interventions. So the technological intervention by means of the drip irrigation is a major boon to the horticulture sector growth, mainly for the wherever the water is very scarce, where water is less, we are using the drip irrigation system. So with the available water, we can expand the area into 2 times or 3 times when compared to the normal irrigation. So this is the one which favored the expanding the area. Then coming to the state-of-art technologies, the tissue culture planting materials, then the technologies like the ultra high density planting, greenhouse technology, hydroponics, then artificial intelligence. So these are the technologies which favored the growth of horticulture industry. And as I said, then from 80s onwards, there is a government of India started pumping money on horticulture sector, mainly for the R&D sector. The R&D sector mainly for the development of varieties and hybrids. Particularly in the case of the vegetables, previously we had only the farm saved seed, or the farmer saved seeds are repeatedly used, which has lower potential of yield. So now, from 70s onwards and particularly 80s onwards, we have given a lot of thrust to release of high yielding varieties. So high yielding varieties are one, so which increases the farmer's income or increases the production. Then in 90s and 2000 onwards, we are using the hybrid varieties in the case of vegetables, in the flowers, and we are using a lot of hybrids. So when you compare, just for illustration purpose, if a variety gives 10 tons, the hybrid gives nearly 1.5 to 2 times higher than that variety. So this much power the hybrid has. So this now you can see the market, you can see variety of vegetables. So that is because of the many hybrids came into the market. This is a systematic research done by the agricultural universities, ICR research institutes, and the private seed companies. So they are into this business, and which paved the way for higher production and productivity. Then of course, everybody is interested in the health. So we want to have a healthy food. In 90s onwards, the health conscious started. So everybody wanted to take more of nutritious food. So the eating food or one of the component is become very common in 90s onwards, and the use of vegetable also it came into the normal food system. So this demanded, the consumer demand is more on the healthy food, either fruits, vegetables, or the leafy vegetables. So this because of the consumer demand, the people also started producing more and more produce. So likewise, there is a huge demand from the post-harvest or the processing industry, and there are a lot of changes takes place in the logistic companies, mainly for the transportation, cold storage. So these also paved the way for the greater success in the horticulture industry. Then of course the allied industry also simultaneously developed, so particularly for the nursery, seed production, and plant protection. So these are responsible for the overall development of the horticulture industry in India. And of course many players, particularly the exporters, they are in demand of the raw material of horticulture crops. So these are the probable reasons for the success of Indian horticulture. And of course, as I said, so there are so many technologies gone into the field of the horticulture, which only attracted the growers as well as the marketers, and also there is a huge demand from the public. So these are some of the area: high density planting, ultra high density planting, pruning and fertigation system, and the other technologies like precision farming, protected cultivation, vegetable grafting. So these are the new technologies into the field, so which favored the horticulture production. You can see So once we have only the wide spaced crop, say for example 10 meter by 10 meter, so now we are reduced to 2 meter by 1.5 meter or 2 meter by 3 meter, very closely. So originally we have only 100 plants per hectare, so now we are putting 1,600 plants from 1 hectare. So likewise, every crop we have made into very closer, and by adopting lot of technologies like pruning, drip irrigation, training, all the thing, and the plant protection. These are the technology which favored the higher productivity. And in the vegetable, so this is the precision technology we are using it, and this is one of the key technology which is increasing the yield by almost double the yield in the farmers. And another important technology, so we have introduced this protected cultivation in 1996 onwards, and now it is taking shapes among the farmers, and it is almost 6 to 8 times increased yield in a unit area. So these are the probable means. And another upcoming technology is the vertical farming technology, which is going to promote the yield by almost 80 to 100 times when compared to the normal cultivation. This is an upcoming technology which is coming in. Then horticulture, as I said, the landscaping is one of the lucrative area. This is to maintain mainly the environment. And now, of course, already the legislations are there, the laws are there. Wherever you are, creating a small colonies, or the cities, or smart cities, or the what you call the new cities, the one of the important area is the landscaping. This is mainly to maintain or balance the environment. So this is one of the important area. Now everywhere it is mandatory to maintain almost 30% area under green cover for a new residential area or industrial area. This is made compulsory. Then coming to the horticulture, as I said, horticulture is a boon, or we call it as fruits and vegetables are protective foods. We call it as protective foods. And now everybody is experiencing that the immunity system is very, very important. So during the COVID time, everybody wants to take your Kabasara Kudinir, all are from medicinal plant, and you have to increase your vitamin C content in the body, vitamin D, likewise. So this gives an immunity to the human body system. Of course, your immunity system comes from different nutrients, and the nutrients are supplied by the fruits and vegetables. So this is more important. So now my sincere advice is, wherever possible, you you take yourself and you educate your children and your relatives, friends, to take more of fruits and vegetables so that they can lead a healthy life. So need not go to doctor, they'll lead a healthy life. So our recommendation is, normally this is recommended by the ICMR, that is 300 gram of vegetables and 120 gram of fruits per day. So this is very, very important. And you see here, so during 2007-8, so the availability of the vegetable, the fruits is only 97 grams, and the availability of the vegetable is around 200 grams only. Whereas now you see a turn of 10 years, the availability, whether they are taking it or not, that's a different issue. It's our duty to make the commodity available to the consumers. So now the availability has increased to 126, and the vegetable is around 280 grams. So this is a big change in India. So we have to ensure the availability of fruits and vegetables. And now, of course, we have almost reached the required level. So now only thing is how best we can supply the quality material, the next concept. So we are into that. And of course, India is, as per so many surveys and the World Health Organization, India is the country where more number of undernourished, malnourished the people are in, particularly the child and the women. They are deprived of many nutrients. This we call it as hidden hunger. So the hidden hunger can be controlled, can be eliminated, can be corrected only through fruits and vegetables. And there are so many underutilized fruits and vegetables which is available in our backyard, our village. Only thing is we have to advise them to go for taking all these greens, green vegetables. Even take the agatikkirai or the murungakkierai. There are so many greens are available around us. So only thing is make use of all things in order to supply the nutrient. Likewise, there are a lot of less important or the underutilized fruit crops, and these fruits are available in almost all the villages. So only thing is educate our people, educate our children to eat all those things which supply abundant quantity of nutrients. So likewise, we have to use more and more the spices in our food. Of course, we are taking in the form of either the rasam or the preparations of non-vegetarian items. We use a lot of quantity of spices. Now only we are, experiencing the importance of the spices, particularly the turmeric, then the pepper, clove and all. So these are having the antiviral compound. When you continuously use these in our day-to-day preparation, we can develop the higher level of the antiviral principle in the body system. Okay, so I said we are producing huge quantity, almost 314 million metric tons of fruits and vegetables. But the problem is, so though we are good in production, but we are very bad in the management. Management in the sense of after harvest, we don't have any system. We don't have any system to make it. So we have to strengthen this is a weak area. The supply chain management is a weak area in the horticulture sector. Now through so many schemes, the government of India or government of Tamil Nadu is addressing these levels. You see how much time up. So almost the loss is from 5% to 30% in different fruits and vegetables. So that means one of the estimates says that 92 lakh crore worth of fruits and vegetables are being wasted every year in India. You just imagine 92 lakh crore worth of fruits and vegetables. If you save that alone, it is huge. It is a huge income for the country and make the produce available to the consumers. And I said we are very weak in the handling system, and now slowly the systems are developing. You can see this is a improved system of the handling the fruits and vegetables in India, but still we are not doing well. This is, of course, this one of the shop in the Coimbatore where they are taking care of maintaining the grading and keeping and air conditioning the vegetable so that it can minimize the loss. But it is not happening in almost all the almost 95% of the outlets in India. You see how it is packed and stored in the cold storage in US. So almost all fruits and vegetables are packed in the cotton boxes and kept in the cold store. Whenever they want, they'll get back the material and send it for retail outlets. So this is how it is displayed in the US market. You can see, so almost graded, everything 99%, 100% is graded, and the cold chain is maintained from the farm to it reaches the consumer point. So this is the system they are following in developed nation. But in India, so we are lag behind almost 20 to 30 years, we are lacking behind. So we have to build the infrastructure in handling the a huge volume of fruits and vegetables. And this is the reefer trucks. Is from one place to another place. So thereby they are reducing the loss of fruits and vegetables or the perishable. Of course, we have seen a lot of developments in India, but these are not a one-day process. So this is almost 50 to 60 years hard work spent by the scientists of India from various institutes in India. That is paved the way for this much development. So many national institute and the state agriculture university. So name a few. So Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi, and the Indian Institute of Horticulture, Bangalore, and Indian Institute of Vegetable Research, Varanasi, and almost 74 agriculture universities are there. So there the horticulture is one of the major wing in every agriculture university, whereas in Tamil Nadu Agriculture University we have 5 or 6 disciplines in the horticulture separately, because we are offering the degree program on BSc Horticulture from 1972 onwards. We are the one first started the BSc Horticulture program in India, and followed by the Solon University, and now we have exclusive horticulture university in Solon, in Karnataka, in Andhra, we have and Telangana also they have exclusive horticulture universities. So these research institute, either national or the state agriculture universities, are mainly responsible for the development of the human resources for the horticulture research. And these research also doing the research for development of varieties, hybrids in many crops, and they are developing the technologies also. So these are the core group which is responsible for the horticulture development. Besides this, the government of India, they have a separate department on agriculture, cooperation and family welfare. They are proposing through many schemes, particularly the National Horticulture Board and the National Horticulture Mission. These are the major initiatives which is responsible for the expansion of the area and also the production and productivity. Then another important thing is the horticulture department in the state. The state like Tamil Nadu, we have separate horticulture department. So every district is headed by the deputy director of horticulture, and every block is headed by the assistant director of horticulture, followed by horticulture officer and assistant horticulture officer. So this is a well established extension system, so which carry the technology from the research institute to the farmers. So they are making the link between the farmer and the research institution. So this is a system which is responsible for the overall development of horticulture in the country. As we all know that all the invaders from Europe or from any country, they came to India for spices. So out of 109 types of spices, so India produced nearly 75 types of the spices in India. So because of this only, all invaders, all travelers came to India. So this is the one of the promising. Even now the worldwide India is called as land of spices. Land of spices. You see the how much we are exporting. So 18-19 we have exported around 10,000 crores of worth of fruits and vegetables, and floriculture around 500 and around 600 crores of worth of flowers we have exported. And you take the processed food, of course, processed food includes the meat, whereas in the mango pulp alone, it's around 650 crores, and the processed vegetable 200-500 crores, and 2,500 crores, and cucumber and gherkin, it's around 1,500 crores, and the processed fruits, juices, nuts, it's around 2,800 crores. So this is a huge volume of export earnings we are getting out of the horticulture produce in different things. And this has top ranked the fruits and vegetables or horticulture commodities. It's being exported from from India. So out of which, so majorly we are exporting the onions and chili, and of course grapes. These are the major commodities we are exporting from India to many countries. You see, this gives an idea that so we are almost exporting in 2016 2,263 million US dollar worth of horticulture produce. But of course, this is the around 7,000 crores worth of material we are importing. So that this is a gap. This is a gap. So we are now interested to increase our export in order to match the. So that's how we are working on. So different agency, Government of India agency, Department of Agriculture, APIDA, then Ministry of Commerce, everybody is working on how best we can increase the export level. At the same time, we have to make the produce available to the Indian citizen. So this is we will not compromise the ensuring the availability of fruits and vegetables to Indian consumers. So that's why in many times the onion prices goes up, immediately the Government of India just stop the export of onions. This is to safeguard our interest of the Indian citizens. So this is how we are balancing, and of course we want to go for the increasing the export level in the future. Okay, so these are the major commodities we are exporting, and the plantation crops, almost 18 million metric tons we are producing. And you see the coconut alone we are exporting to the tune of 2,000 crores. And out of 2,000 crores, our almost 45% comes from the activated carbon produced from the coconut shell. And of course, there are these many coconut product which is being exported from India to other countries, either coconut milk or the coconut dry powder or coconut dehydrated coconut. There are coconut oil. There are so many products we are exporting in coconut alone. And coming to the spices, so these are the major commodities, say chilies, cumin, turmeric, cardamom. These are the major spice product. And of course, we were the largest exporter of pepper. So now the Vietnam is taking this share. Vietnam produces huge quantity of pepper, and now it's a big competition for us. And of course, every year we are promoting, we are exporting around 3.6 billion US dollar worth of spices from in India. This is the latest figure we received. And another major commodity is the floriculture crops, either cut flowers, dry flowers, and the oil concrete from the jasmine, roses, or many other plants. So in the three forms we are exporting, and some of the flower seeds also produced in India and exported. So it is mainly exported to Holland or Netherlands and the US market. These are the two major destinations, and besides we are also exporting to Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand also. And this is the overall development, how we are contributing to the Indian nation. So our contribution in the agriculture export is from horticulture. Almost 54% of our export earning is from horticulture sector. Out of 100, the 54% is from horticulture, and the agriculture GDP in India, the contribution is almost 28% is from horticulture. So this is though we are sharing 7% of the area, but our GDP grow, the contribution to Indian GDP is 28%. So this is a growth. Another important thing is the Government of India, Government of Tamil Nadu, and the main slogan is doubling the farmer's income. And even, the one step ahead, Tamil Nadu slogan is doubling the yield, tripling the income. So when you want to double the yield or triple the income, the farmers are now advised to change to the horticulture crops. So this is the major crops which can enhance the production and productivity and income of a farmer. Another challenge is Though we are producing a sizable quantity, it's almost 82 million metric tons of fruits and vegetables, but our need is around 450 million metric tons by turn of 2050. So we need to advance in all spheres in the days of hybrid development, in develop resistant varieties for pest and disease and the abiotic stress like either salinity, high heat tolerance, all the things we have to develop varieties, and also we have to develop strategies, technologies to enhance or triple the yield level from the present level. So this is the big challenge before us. So we have to work for that, and the entire system of research and development in the agriculture and horticulture is geared up to achieve this in future. And another important sector is that nowadays many companies, many agri entrepreneurs, many corporate companies are jumping into the horticulture sector. So they are investing heavily on the horticulture crops. There are many companies, we can say, the NASCOM, and there are so many, the Ninja Cart and B2B agri marketing. There are many, Reliance Fresh, many companies, and ITC, many companies are coming into the field of horticulture. I hope in future definitely we can have the better produce, and also we can have the better income from the horticulture, and also we should not bother about the growing population. Whatever may be the growing population, the agriculture definitely the production and productivity level in the case of cereals and pulses, and also fruits and vegetables also going to meet the challenges of growing demand. And see, these are the different areas, the focused areas, areas in research, and we are looking into it. So mainly for the supply chain management is one area. There we can reduce the wastage of the different commodities, particularly the perishables. So this is almost, we can save almost 15 to 20% of the wastage from this when you apply the supply chain management, that is farm to consumer. And we are concentrating all this area, fruits, vegetables, spice and flowering crops. So definitely in future, so we can achieve the targeted production and productivity to feed our growing population in India. So I think we have the strategy, what is our destination and how to achieve this. So all this is there, and the research is and development is also going on the same direction without compromising any concern, any deterioration in the environment. That is more prime important, and thereby I mean now we are giving more importance towards the less usage of the pesticides, and we are in the process of developing lot of pest and disease resistant varieties. If you go for development of the resistant varieties, the usage of pest and disease also, pesticide is also getting reduced. And another important technology is the grafting in the case of vegetables. This is mainly for the drought resistant, salinity resistant, and also the soil borne fungus, bacteria resistant rootstock we are developing. So thereby we can minimize the usage of pesticides. If you use the pesticide and fungicide reduce, then automatically the amount of soil pollution also get reduced. I hope the information which I shared with you maybe definitely useful to you, and you can take and you can propagate this information to your near and dear and your children's for their benefit. And finally, I thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity, and also I thank profusely Dr. Muthuchelian. Is a good friend, and he's always have the liberty to give the topic and talk anything. Any important topic. I thank Dr. Muthuchelian for giving me the opportunity. I thank all the participants who patiently heard my talk for, I think, nearly 40 minutes, I think. I thank everyone, one and all. Any queries you can post me, I can glad to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. From your excellent talk, we knew the one dimension of Indian economy. Also, it is the backbone of it also. Nothing but horticulture, a part of agriculture. I have the little bit knowledge in agriculture. When I taught the EVS lessons to my children, you deliver the vast amount of information and it's useful for them also. Such a simple and understandable talk, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.